Brian Elmore, I'm your host of the King James Bible Survival School. This is an update video on that on the trolling motor, how I got it hooked up with my foot controls and whole 9 yards. I'm gonna try to go into it a little bit better here. This right here is the mount that for the trolling motor. Okay, there was and I apologize, I forgot that guy's name again. He posted a comment on there wanting to know about how we done it. But anyway, he said he's got one, and so this is what I've done. I did not cut down the shaft. I just left the shaft the same because I thought maybe if it didn't work out, I could always put the shaft and put it back together. But it seemed to work out well, and there was not really a need for me to disconnect the shaft. So and take it all apart and put it all back together. So anyway, this is what I've done is I just took some basic eyes. You can see the eyes right here, and well, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I just took some basic eyes, and I just took some basic eyelets and done it like that. And what I done was I just put some bolts on it. I put a bolt right here, screwed it in. I drilled it smaller than the one that, I think that's a 1/4 inch. And I drilled it just a little bit smaller than a 1/4 inch. And I screwed it in to that shaft. This shaft is like a plastic fiberglass piece. So I just screwed it in. But before I screwed it in, I put a washer, I put a nut behind it. And then as I screwed it in as far as it would go, then I screwed the nut in behind it. That seemed to hold it a little bit. And then I put some tape around it to hold it there. That was one of the things. You could also do this too. This was another thing that I considered doing, depending on what you want, what you're looking for, is you could, after you take it out, after you take, this piece off of there, then what you could do is, because this piece would sit like onto this like this, but with the handle taken out of it, and the handle, it just sits down on top of this piece right here, and what it does, it just kind of sits in there, and then the screws here is what holds it in place, and then this little rim right here is what binds it all down. So the handle is it's not stuck in there very bad at all. So here we are. We have and you see what I did up here with this piece here. And that's the same thing I did with up here on the top. What I did was I just screwed it a little smaller, screwed it in, and tightened it down. This would work as well instead of doing it like this. I did it this way because I'd already had this taken off, and this was kind of the prototype of what I was trying to accomplish, but I think this method here would be a little more stronger because these right here, it has a little more something to bite itself into. And the only thing it does is it has a little screw right here with a nut, and you just unscrew this, and this thing pops off of that shaft. So as it pops off of there, and then once I took the cover off of it, then you got a bunch of wires that are coming out of here. Those wires are, and the only thing I did with that is I cut them, but I made sure that I had enough room to extend the wires back out. So what I did was I made this long enough so that eventually it's going to hang right here on the side of the boat, and then while I'm standing up fishing, I'll be able to reach down and turn it, and I'm going to have two of them, one right here and one over there, so that way I can stand up and fish, or I can sit down and fish, however I want to do it. So but that was one of those things in a nutshell. This is the actual switch. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, this is the actual switch that the handle is connected to. Let me get the handle right quick. It is conveniently located over here. There we go. I was doing some more testing, doing some other stuff, and so this is the cover. I'll get back to that in 1 second. This is the heart. This is how it goes on there. So it's on the piece like this, and after you pull the top off, this is that 30. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. The 30-pound thrust, the Minn Kota. So this is what it would look like on your system with the little rods pulling out, and then I'll get to those in a minute, the little footstools. But as you see, it just unscrews and does that. Then this piece here actually sits down in something like this. I hope I'm doing this right, so I don't have the faintest idea. Man, it's not easy doing a one-handed video, I tell you that. Keeping an eye on everything. My regards go out to, I applaud them guys that make it look easy, because it ain't. But this is how that works, and then that little piece right here, it fits, this little piece right here fits back in like this, and it slides into this little part right here, and then as you turn this, it turns this. So as you turn this, it turns this. So it's kind of like this, and as it turns, and that's what speeds up and down the motor. And I will tell you this, they make a big one like this and a smaller one like this. The smaller one, you need to get the bigger one because you need more room in there than what it is. I had to squish this down in there, and I lost the gear because of the fact that this is very sensitive, by the way, so be careful. That's why you need the bigger one. I lost the gear. I mean, it still works, but I lost one of my slow gears. I still got all my high gears, my high reverse and high forward, but it's better to have the taller box. Once again, I didn't know that when I was doing it, so yeah, that's that in a nutshell. And then this was just some stuff you can find it at Walmart. Hey, what's up, man? I also used to be a professional truck driver, and everybody that passes by, they know me. So they see me in the yard, they blow the horn, so God bless for that. But this is that stuff you can find it at Walmart. It's like $3. All it is just a wire cover. And what I did was, to do that, I just took an old extension cord that I had, and I'm sure you can see that. I just took an old extension cord and wrapped it up in there, and then what I did was I spliced that knob that was in here, which is now there. Wait a minute, what was in there is now there, and I just what I did was I taped it all back together, put some wire nuts on it and taped it all back together, and then put it in this waterproof box. And then the same thing on the other end over there. I just took it and put it on the back end of this as well. But I think that's that in a nutshell. So whether these things here, these eyelets, are on the shaft or it's on the bottom of this piece here, it doesn't really matter. Whether it's on this as well. This is another thing that I considered it'd actually be on it like this. And as you pull the cables here, it rotates the shaft, okay? And another thing I considered doing was this, I considered putting it on my chair before I had the pedals up here to maneuver that. What I did is I considered attaching these pieces here that go to the foot control. I considered just fastening them right here, and then that way when I turned my chair, it would turn the motor. So that was one thing. And then up here on this, up here on these little foot control deals, this came out of that kayak right there, that little red one. I think you can buy them separately. But what I did was I just screwed a little hole in it drilled a little hole, and then I put a zip tie right here to hold back the foot brace, because that's a locking mechanism right here. And so what I did was I just maneuvered it to where I could slide it back and forth with my hand or my foot. And it's the same for this side as well. And as you can see, all this is just a little piece of aluminum that I spray painted black, and I put a little catchet on it right here to hold on the foot control. And then over here is the same thing. Let me move this out of the way. And then the other one is here. So between this and this and this, it just kind of all worked out as well. This is for the stand, and then what I did is they sold these little pieces right here. When you buy the cable, they sell these little crimps to go with it. And what I did is I just put it on the concrete with a piece of hammer and a piece of screwdriver, and I just pounded the crap out of them until they bent. And then I put this little safety thing on there to keep it from pulling out. Although it doesn't require that, but it does the same job. So I think that's that in a nutshell. Oh yeah, this is a 2012. It is not a 2013. That was a mistake of mine. My Hobie is the 2013. I bought it all in 2012. But on the 2013 models, they come with a different type of seat. Okay. Although this has 2 seats with it, but I don't use but one. I got my other seat over there on the Carolina skiff. There's that other seat right there. That's my other little fishing boat. That's the. By the way, we have a fishing taxi service. What we do is we use this boat over here to pull these little kayaks, and then I have another boat that it has a rack system in it, and it holds all the kayaks, and we pull it and we all go out fishing offshore and whatnot. But that's another video. We'll get into that in a little while. But on these 2012 models with the seats like this, what I did is I just went down. This is a 1/4 inch piece, and it fits down inside that little connection piece that's on the end. I just got some big washers and a thing there, and I just screwed it down, and that makes that very, 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 very sturdy. For those that have a 2012, you know what I'm talking about. So I think that's all that in a nutshell. If you didn't understand it, I guess give me a shout back, and we'll go more from there. Well, once again, I'm Ryan. See y'all in the next video. How you stop this thing?